Hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Hello, and welcome to Random Things. This is Ty. And yes, in that intro video, that's my mama. She is 80 years old today, and unfortunately, she has been diagnosed with moderate Alzheimer's. Actually, that's the stage she's currently in, is moderate. And so she is a very independent woman, and she still is adamant about living alone. She lives in a senior living complex, and she has a little one-bedroom apartment, and she wants to live here because her friends are here, and there's a lot of social services available for her here that I can get for her. And so I want to keep her here, but it is scary for me because I worry because I'm not going to be here 24/7 or have somebody here 24/7 in the apartment with her. So I had to come up with I had to look for some tools to kind of help me manage my mother so that she can continue to live her life independently. And so in this video, what I want to do is I want to share with you some of the tools that I have found that have been helpful for me to manage my mom. And maybe you can adapt some of these tools for yourself if you're in a similar situation. So I'll go through my tools and without any specific order, I like which one I feel is the best. I'll just kind of go run through them real fast. And then I'll also put a link in the description box where I'll have more detailed reviews of any one of the specific tools that I find extremely helpful. And then that way you can get a little more details in those videos rather than having a super long intro video. So with that, let's get started. And again, they're not in any specific order of which I find more important, but let's just start with her watch. So I got her an iWatch, and I got her a watch that is not only able to link up with her cell phone, her Apple phone, but it actually has its own cellular service. Now, the watch, they're on LTE technology, so it's not as reliable service, but for the most part, where she's at and the coverage is adequate. And that's important because sometimes she may not have her phone with her. And if she decides to wander outside, and I don't know why she went outside, but she left her phone inside her apartment, then I can call and still get a hold of her because she's actually pretty good about wearing her watch. It's like a long-term memory routine that she has. And as long as I can get it ingrained into long-term memory that she's supposed to always wear her watch, she'll have her watch on her. And she actually is pretty good about knowing how to charge it. And I make the charging very easy because I get a charging stand, both for the phone and for the watch, as you can see in this picture. That way she just sets it. It's by the door. As she walks out towards the door, she can see that, hey, I don't have my watch on. It's charging here. And she'll grab it, put it on. And then that way she'll always have her watch. And then it's convenient that when I call her, she's not looking for her phone, right? She can just realize that, hey, somebody's calling me, and she can see it on her watch, on her wrist, and then just activate the watch and then begin the conversation, just like this.
Hello? Hello? 拿包包，拿包包，我的包包在哪里？看到了，先出门啦。
And so that convenience is very helpful because then I can try to get a hold of her pretty easily. And then she can answer the phone pretty easily. Now, there are moments, it's not perfect. There are moments where she has difficulties where she gets the phone and she doesn't really know what she's pushing. Again, she's 80, she's not very tech savvy. And then she'll put it on mute. And then I'll have to call a couple times. I'll have to see who's around her that I can talk to maybe help her. Or I may have to stop by, because I stop by regularly anyway, just to make sure all her electronics are working. And I'll make sure that watch is working again. But the watch is super important. And again, it's helpful because then with the cellular service, you can get a hold of the person even if they forget their phone. At the same time, you can use it as a tracking device. The second thing that I find very helpful is this Med-E-Lert automatic pill dispenser. Okay, so with my mom, with dementia actually, or Alzheimer's, one of the things that are telltale signs is they can't really compute logic whether it's day or night, and or what day is it? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? And so because of that, and she has medicine that she's supposed to take in the morning, she has medicine she's supposed to take at night. With that, and then some medicines, if she is taking it already, but then she doesn't realize what day it is, she'll go to her pill box and see that there's still medicine in it. She'll open the pill box and actually eat that. So that became a very worrisome issue for me, right? So I was looking for a way to manage her medicine dispensing without actually having somebody next to her dispensing it every day, all the time. And so I found this pill dispenser, right? Surprisingly, not a lot of people know about its existence. It's not very expensive, or maybe it is expensive. It's about $80, but to me is well worth the money. The way it works is it's got a little hole, right? And then you can fill the carousel with the medicine, and there's different templates where right now I have set up for day and night, and with that it's about 2 weeks. So you can set 2 weeks at a time, but you can have 3 times a day, 4 times a day, or just once a day. They have different templates when you buy it. Anyway, so when the time comes, the program time comes, the carousel will rotate, and then it will rotate, and then the pill will be available through this opening. The box will beep, and the box will flash. And the only way to get the beeping and flashing to stop is to actually flip the pill box over. Now, you can say, well, what if you're going to run out of batteries? Okay, so the beeping will actually stop on its own after a certain amount of time. Right? I actually don't know what that is because I haven't really had to wait that long. But even, let's say the beeping stopped, the flashing does not stop. Right? So even though it's not beeping at her to tell her to take her medicine, it still is flashing. And so she knows to go look at it. She sees that there's pills in the opening section, and then she will dump it out and take her medicine, just like this video. So as you can see, with this, I'm able to then make sure that she doesn't double take medicine and that she takes medicine at the right time. And so that she's not taking her night medicine in the morning and morning medicine at night, and she doesn't mess that all up. It makes it a lot more assuring for me that she is able to take and get the medicine that she needs, right? So I'll put a link in the description box for where you can get this. I got this on Amazon. At the same time, I'll also put a link in the description box with a more detailed video about this. Okay, next thing I have is a tile. Okay, it's a tile tracker, and it's similar to a AirTag, an Apple AirTag tracker. I actually have both, and I was experimenting with both to see which one is more convenient, which one has better features. What I end up doing is I end up putting the tile in on her keys because it's already water resistant. I don't need to put it in a special case, and it's pretty robust. I hide the AirTag in a special carrier, and I put it in her little bag that she takes everywhere with her. And the reason why I do that is because, and it's not a fault of the AirTag, but the holder that I put the AirTag in, If she kind of messes with it or it gets caught, it's silicone, but you can pop it out. You can pop the AirTag out. And one time she actually lost the AirTag. Um, Good thing is it's an AirTag, so we were able to find it, right? Um, and why these things are helpful is not only is it helpful for me to track her location because it uses crowdsource Bluetooth, um, but at the same time, if she can't find, say, her phone, right, she can push this button up here and it will locate her phone. And vice versa, if she can't find her keys, we can use her phone to locate the, uh, the keys. Um, Now, I'm not always around, so then I will have to have somebody help me if I'm not around. The fourth tool I have is I actually have cameras all over her apartment. I have three. One in her kitchen, looking into her kitchen dining room area so I can see the stove, see what she's doing in the kitchen, if she left the water on. One in the living room so I have a kind of a deep picture to see um, if the door is locked and so on. And one in the bedroom just to see if she's actually sleeping, if she's in there. To give her privacy, obviously, it's angled in a certain way, as well as there is no camera in the bathroom, right? And just so that I can kind of monitor her. The cameras provide a couple of key things, key tools. One is it does provide motion detection and motion detection alerts. So it will detect if she's moving around and if there's motion in the room, it will send me a notification. It's good and bad because if she's just up walking around, my phone is constantly pinging. So then I have to go in there and say, no, don't alert me right now because I know she's up and she's going to be walking around. But let's say I'm worried about her getting up in the middle of the night. And so after I know she's gone to bed, I will go in there manually activate it. Now, this is maybe a feature because it's a relatively inexpensive camera. It's only like $25. Um, Maybe the fancier ones can help me set a schedule so I don't have to go in there manually do it. But for the most part, um, I'm able to manage it just going in there manually. The other thing that it has is it does have a two-way intercom, right? So you watch this video.
OK，等一下中午我会带便当过去给你吃哦，因为今天中午我要上班了。
哦哦，下班就不要拦着呗，我有东西吃啊。
And so she can communicate with me through the camera. Now, the downside is the voice coming out of the camera is not as clear. Now, again, it could be because this is a relatively inexpensive camera. It's TAPO, TAPO. If you bought a higher end camera, maybe like a Ring camera, that may be better speakers, better microphone. But in this particular case, it's pretty, quality isn't great, right? But it does what it does because it's for me to have eyes in their apartment to see what she doing, what is she doing, or did she leave the stove on, did she leave the water running, and so on. I'll share kind of a funny story real quick. One time one of the things with Alzheimer's is they can hallucinate, right? And so she was thinking that her floor was flooded. And I'm like, at first I'm like, oh no, her floor is flooded. So I look in the camera, like, no, it's not flooded, it's dry. I had to explain to her she was having a dream. And then another time, she was telling me that her bathroom overflowed. And I thought maybe she was having a dream again. But then I'm looking at the camera and I see her using a broom and actually sweeping, and I actually can see like the water specks, all right, the water being swept up. I was like, oh no, she did actually flood her bathroom. So then, that kind of gave me proof that hey, it's 11 at night, it's midnight. Get in the car, bring your shop vac tools with you, run to her apartment, and just take care of things. But so the cameras are helpful in that sense. Okay, last item is this particular clock. Now, I forget what they call it. They call it like old timers clock or something like that. It's just a big clock with a lot of information on there for seniors, like senior citizens. I thought it would be helpful for her because it told the day, the date, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? It gave the date, right? It gave the time, and then gave like a little picture of the sun, so sun is up, or a picture of the moon, sun is down. And that's important with Alzheimer's or people with dementias because they can't really logically discern day and night. They don't know by looking at a clock whether or not it's day or nighttime. So that this would help. Unfortunately, it was not as helpful as I thought it would be. It does have its utility, but it's not quite as helpful. For one, it's in English, and my mom doesn't read English very well. I actually tried to get an Amazon Echo, and I'm very disappointed in Amazon that actually you have every language but Chinese. I'm guessing there's some specific reason for that, so whatever, we'll deal with it. Sorry, I returned it because it didn't help me help my mom. I thought it would be a great device because then I can communicate through the Echo. But that didn't work, so here it is. It does alarm. You have one of the features with it is you can set a lot of alarms in here, a lot of reminders, so that hey, it's time to take the morning medicine. Hey, it's time to take the night medicine. Hey, it's time to go to the senior center. I have it set up just so that it reminds her when she's supposed to go to the senior center, and that's about it. Partly because I found this, right, and so this will control the medicine dispensing. So I didn't need this to do that anymore. So this became less valuable to me once I had this. But nonetheless, it's still a tool, and I think some people have recommended to me, and I kind of shared my experience related to this particular tool with them. And so, if you're in the market looking for something like this, I'm just hoping that my information kind of helps you understand what it can and cannot do. Okay, so with that, those are some 5 quick tools that I have found to be very helpful for me to help me manage my mom's moderate Alzheimer's. If she gets into like severe Alzheimer's, obviously it's not safe to kind of let her be by herself. But at this stage, she's still able to live on her own. And these tools are definitely helpful. Now, if you have any questions related to this, go in the description box. Well, not in the description box. Go into the chat. Leave a message for me. I do check it regularly. Not every hour of the day, but I do check it regularly, and I'll try to get back to you. I will also put a link in the description with my private email. So if you want to have a more private conversation, you can email me and we can talk, and I can share with you my experience. Now, keep in mind, I am not a medical professional. I can only share with you my experience. If you have something similar, and we can maybe learn from each other. And so with that, I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please hit the like and share button and share with people that you think the video can help, because they may be going through what I went through. And I spent 6 months just beating my head and trying to figure out how to help my mom, right? And so again, hopefully if it's helpful for you, share it with people that you think could be of use with this. With that, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next random video. And again, remember, check the description box. I will update it once I have more detailed videos of these devices, specifically like this medicine dispenser, which I believe is super helpful, right? So again, thank you for watching.